It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him.
It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism.
What he means by pessimism is resistance. And that's what COINTELPRO was all about, stopping the resistance.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change.
We hide it in plain sight. One of Plato's greatest works was the allegory of the cave. I feel in order to understand the political matrix, we need only to look into this allegory. We first have to open our minds to the possibility everything is not as it seems, that things we've always known to be truth may be lies. For if we can't perceive the lies we've ingested, we can't see the bars on our mental conditioning. For that is how you walk out of the cave and see the political matrix.
What's up, y'all?
Hello, y'all. What's up? Let me make sure. I got my microphone right? That's the one thing I did not check before I hopped on. Of course, I don't. Switch my mic up. And okay, how do I sound now? Hopefully, I sound better.
Yeah, you sound clean. You sound real clean.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to hop right in on this one. We're not going to give you guys a whole bunch of like clips and videos. We're just going to talk a little bit with y'all. And you know, I decided to title it Teal's Tea because Teal had a bunch of different things that she wanted to go down and go through, and I think it's, you know, some great topics to get into, and especially since most of the topics are more in her wheelhouse and her expertise, dealing with, you know, Teal being a chef and everything. I'm gonna kind of sit back more on this one and let her take the lead. But I guess I will start off with a couple of news updates, and then just throw a little shout out to some of our friends I see out there in the chat. I see Lainey is here. See Kate is in the building. What's up? I see Warren is in the building. He says, I could go for some Long Island iced tea. Yes, I could also. You know what I'm going to do? I'm thinking is maybe once a month, we'll just make it a Teal's tea. And, you know, I'll make sure to have me a tea to go with it. And we just going ahead and we just talk for a minute and have a little bit more informal show. What do you think about that, Teal?
I think that would be so dope. Hell yeah.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So we'll figure out which day we want to do it on, and we're gonna go for that. I guess a couple of topics that I had before we get into it is, as you guys can see, of course, there's been some crazy weather all across the country. And I will let y'all, I mean, of course, we're going to talk more about it, but we got heat waves over here, we have flooding over there, we got mudslides going on over there. If you guys haven't seen big mudslides going on over in China, you got out here in California, they've been experiencing extreme UV rays. You know, last couple of days. Today's the high is only supposed to be like 85 or whatever. But I talked to my mom earlier today. She said it is the temperature is supposed to be 96 with a heat index of 110. So, whew, that's going to be hot. And for those who are not accustomed to that kind of heat, one of the things which is kind of tough to deal with in the Midwest is it's not like in the South. When you get that humidity on a regular, you can kind of start to build a little bit of a tolerance. I'm not saying that it still ain't hot and you're not out there suffering. I'm not saying that at all. But I think what makes it a little tougher in the Midwest than other areas I've lived is you'll get 98% humidity, 95 degrees for a week straight. And then it'll flip the very next week and drop down to 40% humidity and jump up to 105, 110. and just the inconsistency of how it switches up on you, it's hard for your body to acclimate, and so it's tough. So I would say anybody out there, make sure you guys are staying well hydrated. Make sure you're trying to get yourself out of the heat. And if you're in those areas where you're dealing with flooding and all that, all these weather phenomenons that are going on, and I'll just say phenomenons, whether it's natural or there's some manipulation or whatever that's going on, make sure you're aware of it and you try to protect yourself. Of course, we know Trump has this war is full on going again, and the straits are closed, and that's all getting crazy. And I figure I'm gonna wait another week before I really delve into that. I don't know if you guys have noticed also on the Russia Ukraine front, it is escalating on a crazy, crazy level. But yeah, that was nice, short and sweet. I went through my little rundown without going too specific. And I don't know, Till, what's some of your thoughts on the stuff that I've been mentioning?
Okay, so I swore we was cool on Iran. But motherfuckers be lying. Motherfuckers be lying. He been lying since he been lying this whole time, which makes sense because I don't know if anybody heard, but he just recently fired the election committee.
Mm-hmm.
If you caught wind of that. So the only thing I think this motherfucker did lie about is the fact that he's trying to be a dictator. I think
Yeah.
that's the only thing he did not lie about.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't trying to leave. So
Well, technically, Till, he did even lie about that because remember, he said, "I'm only going to do it for the first day."
yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. He done got rid of the election committee.
Mm-hmm.
He just doing whatever the fuck he want to do.
Yep.
And one thing that I have to say that that I have a personal issue with, and especially when I deal with grown ass men
Mm-hmm.
in relationships, platonic, romantic, or whatever, I cannot stand a man that is not about his word. I remember back in the day
Right.
when men have to be like what they say is what they meant. Tony
Right.
Montana style, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't break two things. I don't break is my word and my balls. Like, you get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, I was always around or raised around men that conducted themselves in that manner. And so for us to have a man in charge or our commander in chief in huge quotations, and I'm talking about so much you might think I'm throwing up gang signs how hard I'm trying to quote on commander in chief. But like to
Yeah.
have somebody that's supposed to be a leader, not just of a country, but of us in our
Yeah.
representation, a man that
Yeah.
cannot keep his word is ridiculous. And for any person that is okay with backing a man that is not keeping his word, what the fuck does that make you?
Yeah. Even
Either are you retarded? Are you just an idiot? Like I'm confused. Like I'm
here.
really at a point too. Like I'm trying to understand what y'all think.
Yeah, and I just wanted to throw this in, hopefully I don't detract from where you was going, your point you was making, but I just wanted to throw this in also. Even on the streets, people who was doing dirt, you had like a code. Most people had some kind of code that they would
Honor
stick
amongst
to.
thieves. There was
Yeah.
honor amongst thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there even gang, you might not like gangs, but gang members even have a code of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to tell me that the lowest of the low levels have their own set of rules and the highest of the highs don't have rules at all.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense to me.
Right.
Now, I understand that they might just be loyal to themselves and those might be the only rules that they state. But as a unit, as a consecutive, like, bro, we're an entire country. You're telling me we're not mad enough? We're
We're
not mad
not.
enough.
We're
We're
not.
not pissed off enough.
We're not.
Well, please let me know when we are, because I've been pissed. I've been pissed for a while.
Yeah.
But in the words of my baby brother, well, what can I do by myself?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not understanding how they're pretty much saying, and y'all know we not all left, all right, and everything else. Hey
Mm-hmm.
everybody, I meant to say hi to y'all too. I'm sorry before I got the rant. Hey y'all. We're not left, right. We're kind of we kind of yeah. Our things teeter totter between the two. But if they're gonna sit here and say that the leftists or the left side are domestic terrorists, so you telling me none of them left motherfuckers is mad enough yet? Nobody's mad enough to impeach this motherfucker. So we all can read the Constitution, but apparently we get a little ADHD by the time we hit 6 or 7. After that, we don't forgot the rest of the Constitution. We only get to a couple of amendments. and then we forget the rest. No, we need to get to the bottom. We're like in the 20s when we can start moving shit, moving and shaking some shit, i.e. impeachment, i.e. Why are we not vetoing shit? Why aren't people actually standing up? We give it a damn about fucking the sun. Did y'all know that there is a Sun Preservation Act? That's why they are keeping daylight savings, because the sun needs protection. It's the Sun Protection Act. That's what it's called. To keep daylight savings where it's at, it is called the Sun Protection Act. Like that nigga needs protection.
I don't know. I never understood why are we still doing daylight savings at this point?
It's the Sun Protection Act. I didn't even know that the sun needed protection over black people, over brown people. Fuck them. Fuck they protection. The sun needs protection, so we're gonna keep daylight savings.
But
That's fucking insane.
You know the whole reason why we have daylight savings, for those who don't know, especially for our guests who are from overseas. The reason why we have daylight savings is because in the winter times it would get darker faster, or you have less sunlight. Daylight savings was created to help give more sunlight.
So you can work more.
So you can work more. Yeah. So they're just going to move the clock so there's sunlight later in the day.
So you're going to drive to work in the dark, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So enjoy going to work in the dark when you're probably sleepier and more crashes, and your insurance premium is going to go up. Hi, Dingo.
Instead of just, how about everybody get up a little earlier? If that's the case, on the farm, you just get out there a little earlier. That's because this is all made for agriculture. This has nothing to do with the normal person. This has nothing to do with people who are working in an office or anything like that. This is only for agriculture.
And I'm glad that you even brought that part up, because now we can segue into that fucking thing. Okay, let's talk about agriculture now. So everybody knows that the cyclospora, whatever the fuck, everybody knows about the lettuce parasite, the booty parasite. So if you don't know, there's a parasite on the loose that has gotten 7,000 plus people sick off of lettuce, iceberg lettuce in particular. Unfortunately,
in multiple states.
From Michigan all the way down, shit, even in Virginia. It's everywhere, okay? Taylor Farms apparently sent out contaminated lettuce to multiple places, and I done gave everybody the explosive boo-boos, okay? But there's a couple of things. We're going to go through a little bit of science, because I have a degree in chemistry. We're going to go through a little bit of science and get real quick about that. We're going to go through a little bit of culinary, because y'all know about that. And then we're going to bring it all the way back of what the fuck? All right. So let's start in the beginning. So our quote unquote commander-in-chief had gotten rid of a lot of entities that keep us safe and unsick, i.e. FDA.
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, a lot of pills are on recall right now. Thanks, FDA, for not having the funding. Great.
That was something I found out about Doge, that Doge did a lot of these cuts that are making some of these problems pop up now.
Yes. And Dingo, hold that thought. Put Dingo shit on the screen. Hold that thought, Dingo. We're going to come back to that. So the FDA got cuts. The USDA has gotten cuts. Multiple entities that just keep us legit safe. The entity that keeps us, that does parasite and biological testing in the first place, they got cut. All these shits got cut, and then
that's a part of the CDC.
Thank you. That part of the CDC got cut, and then they just said, you know what, bye, Elon. Thanks for doing and saving us some money and putting some money back in our pockets. Cool, right? Bing. So now it's been fuck us, but they still dick riding. Insane to me. So boom. Now we're getting to a point where in 2020 to 2021, Listeria had a mean outbreak on romaine lettuce. Romaine actually has some nutritional value. Okay, you can actually heat romaine up and still eat it as a welted leafy.
Hey, Teal, keep going. I'll be right back.
Thank you. So leafy greens. Let's talk about that. We got spinach, we got romaine, and now we're worrying about iceberg lettuce. Thank you, Dingo, for saying this part. Iceberg lettuce has very little to no nutritional value at all whatsoever. Okay, it is 80% water. So if you were to ever fry it, heat it up, it's nothing. It turns into slop. So when they're telling you that there is a parasite, let's get into parasites. Parasites need a living host to actually multiply and live, okay? Parasites need a living host. So me doing my research, I'm trying to understand, how in the fuck are you telling me that there is a parasite living on something like iceberg lettuce? has no nutritional value, has nothing for it to actually breed or feed off of. It's just on it. So then I found out that some parasites have a dormant stage, y'all, and this just so happens to be that motherfucker. Okay? So now we have a parasite just miraculously that we did not have no good ass information about because the part of the CDC that does that fucking shit is no longer in fucking existence. Thanks, Trump. So now we out here with a booty virus because 9 times out of 10, you have to get a parasite from one host to another, which means what? Fecal matter. So somebody was out here either digging in a booty and touching on iceberg lettuce and packing it up, yuck, or they're using water that was contaminated. Contaminated by what, T? Boo-boo. Boo-boo from where? These farms are so massive that they use the same water and they use a weak-ass irrigation system where they're taking the water that they use as runoff inside of these fucking cow farms, these fucking chicken feed sections. They just spray it off to the side. It goes down a fucking hole. It comes back through their shit, and they use that water to fucking spray the goddamn crops. And thus, that's how listeria got passed in 2020 and 2021 on the romaine and the spinach, which both of those things actually have some nutritional value. And both of those things were killing bitches. Babies were dying. Pregnant women were dying. People were fucking dying. Now, we got this boo-boo ass lettuce in 2026, iceberg lettuce that has very little to no nutritional value. I keep saying that because if you are on blood thinners, vitamin K is iron. That is something that is in romaine, in spinach, in cabbage, in grapefruit. You cannot eat that if you are on a blood thinner, okay? You have to only eat iceberg lettuce.
I didn't know that.
My mother was on warfarin, also known as Coumadin. It is an anticoagulant, okay? So if you are on some specific fucking medication, there are things you can no longer eat. So being that my mother would have been on Coumadin if she was still living and thus only being able to eat iceberg packaged lettuce, thinking that it's safer, she could have caught this fucking parasite. All that to say this, it's illegal in the United States to collect rainwater.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Why? Why? That shit's safer than the fucking boo-boo water that y'all are regurgitating onto our fucking crops. But let's get a little bit deeper, y'all, because baby, this is my episode, and y'all about to get a little history lesson. So that's the science aspect of it. We done did the chef aspect of it. Let's go ahead and break it down to why the fuck it's on our channel today. Political aspect. So, Operation Popeye. Operation Popeye was a cloud seeding operation from 1967 to 1972. During the Vietnam War, motherfuckers were cloud seeding to create mudslides like what's going on in China right now. So that operatives would have to either be stuck in those fucking holes that they were fucking guerrilla warfare motherfuckers and shanking ankles off of. It was creating mudslides, causing them not to be able to use the street so that they could go here and there. Okay? So like, just understanding that the United States created an entire platoon of motherfuckers cloud seeding in the fucking 60s. This is true. Y'all can do the Google research on your own if you really want to get nasty.
Yeah,
okay?
Till I put it on the screen.
Thank you. So these motherfuckers were increasing rain, increasing fucking mudslides, increasing and elongating people's monsoon season just for war, nigga, for bullshit war. And as much as y'all know how we don't give a fuck, we didn't care about the Vietnam War because that shit ain't had nothing to do with them. So you're telling me y'all created extra shit for a war that was not like, didn't even need to fucking happen in the first fucking place? You out here giving Agent Orange to motherfucking people that have to come back and get the fucking, soon as they hit the fucking United States soil after their deployment. We was minding their business.
Well, it had something. It had something to do with us in the same way that we have an interest in all these wars. It's because they didn't want these countries trying to nationalize their own resources. They wanted them to always stay open so that we can tip our toes in there in capitalism and find a way to capitalize on other people's economies. But sorry, back to you.
No, you're absolutely right. We gave a fuck about the opium that was over there. That's what we cared about. We cared about how to make a lucrative. We cared about making a buck. That's all. That's the only thing we ever give a fuck about. How to make a buck.
Which, if you guys think about it, Vietnam. We went into Vietnam in what year? I would say what we would say what or early to mid
Early
60s.
62, I believe.
About 70s when you start having the cocaine epidemic in America.
Hmm.
About 80, that's when you start having the crack cocaine epidemic. Interesting.
So we got all of this going on with Operation Popeye, right? They're fucking cloud seeding in the 60s. They're fucking manipulating the weather back then. And now it
Yep.
is 2025, 26. And now everybody's kind of in shock and all that motherfuckers can do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you're telling me that it's still, I saw somebody said water rights is tricky. It shouldn't fucking be fucking tricky. It's fucking water. We should have rights to it.
Yep.
And yes, to the person in the comments that said, oh, having some iceberg lettuce, just don't put it on my burger. Bro, these fucking idiots that are running these fucking fast food restaurants now, i.e. Taco Bell, who happen to be the #1 provider of the fucking parasite in our country, because I don't know why the fuck you would want to eat Taco Bell. The shit makes you shit already. You didn't need any fucking help. But nevertheless, all they would do, because they're fucking kids that can barely count money back to you. Do you understand that these kids can't even count your change back to you with reverse math? They get fucking buffering like a YouTube video when you tell them you want the change. It's in fucking insane. But nevertheless, these are the same kids that if you said, hey, I don't want lettuce on my burger, what are they going to do? They're going to take the boo-boo lettuce off your burger, close that bitch the fuck up and pass it to you because they don't even understand what cross-contamination is.
And definitely don't give them way more money and ask for a certain change.
Oh, my God. Don't let your shit be 10.07 and you give them a 20.
Yeah, give them 20.07.
Shit, you might give them exact change and they'll still fucking buffer. And you think that motherfucker is competent enough to know what cross contamination is to make sure that your health is safe? No.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, sorry about that sidebar. Back to the cloud seeding thing. These motherfuckers are telling you can't collect rainwater, but they're manipulating rain in some other country for a lucrative reason of getting opium. But you're telling me they can't make it rain here for the droughts? They can't make it rain here for our crops? They can't make it rain here for the fires? It's been fucking smoky in Virginia for the last 3 fucking days. And that shit's coming from Canada. We're not even talking about the 20,000 acres in Florida that is on fire right now. The Everglades are fucking on fire. Haven't even talked about that. We haven't even talked about the fucking wildfire in Arizona happening right now. And baby, it ain't even really wildfire season yet. There have been mad wildfires in Wyoming and Colorado. We're not talking about any of that. You're telling me not once did somebody think that, oh, you know what? Maybe to save our country, we might need a cloud seed over some of these fires. You know what? Instead of having to make these motherfucking farms use boo-boo water, maybe we should cloud seed over some of these farms.
Here, I'll just put this up for clarification.
No,
but
it
yeah,
doesn't. You
but I
water rights.
I knew what you both were saying.
No, I knew what you were saying. I was about to sidebar to that too. Because it is tricky. Because it doesn't make sense that you can own land but not own the lake, river, or stream on your lake. Yeah. That's a separate fucking application.
Which that actually reminds me of that Native American tribe that in Mississippi that ended up having to relocate their whole tribe because Bill Gates bought up their water supply.
Okay. Oh, let's talk about Bill. Since we're gonna bring that motherfucker in the comments. You know I can't stand Bill. Fuck Bill, fuck Gates, fuck Microsoft, fuck Xbox. You'll never see me ever in my life create anything off that bitch. Fuck the operating system. Bill Gates can suck my dick. And if we get taken off because of this episode, fuck you too. I'm going on Bill Gates like Tupac ended that motherfucking song, hit him up. Fuck you, your crew, everything you stand for, Bill Gates. Between the ticks, the mosquitoes, I was like, all right, cool, weird ass white boy that can't fucking get out of this fucking playground. But then when I started noticing he was buying all the farmland, that's kind of crazy. Nobody wants to say anything about that. But now this motherfucker buying up water rights too. Nobody thought to maybe 86 him. Between Peter Teal, Bill Gates, and all the other little secret motherfuckers that's running this motherfucking country. At the end of the day, do we really give a fuck about Trump? That dementia-filled motherfucker really ain't doing shit. It's these other motherfuckers that's doing it.
Well, I think actually what he is doing, the problem with him is he is allowing them to do these things. He's taking the money. He's kind of like that crooked sheriff who takes the money for the criminals to continue to operate. And that's more my issue with Trump, because the way he's shutting down all of these different agencies, he's shutting down the people that will police some of this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they were policing everything and doing their job. They were letting a certain amount of stuff always get through. They've let a certain amount of abuse to a level always get through. But I feel like just under Trump, the level,
Come
I
on,
mean,
Chris.
God almighty, it just
Come
went
on,
to
Chris.
another level.
Yes, it has. Put Chris's shit on the screen now. Thank you, because that's where we're going to. So, Bill bought the water rights. Bill bought the land. Bill got the bugs. Let's go back to a couple episodes ago when I was talking about these motherfucking ticks. Affigail, remember I told y'all the white tick bites you, you get Affigail, you can't eat real beef. Thus, I said that's going to be the reason, that's the marker that's going to uptick lab made meats. Now, guess who else has lab made meats? Bill. And guess what meats he has? Chicken, beef, and seafood. And guess where they're fucking already being like they're already being sold to you. You're eating it and don't even know it. Taco Bell. Didn't y'all just hear me say that name?
Mhm.
KFC. All the same places where the idiot fucks that can't even count your change back, they are not even going to be able, if they can't tell you what cross contamination is, you think they're going to be able to identify fake meat? No. But one thing I've noticed is the only meat that they haven't created a fake version of or replicated is pork. Isn't that wild? Why we ain't got synthetic pork? We got synthetic butter. We got synthetic beef. We got synthetic lab created chicken. We got synthetic seafood. But we don't have, oh, and let's keep going. We have manipulated fucking fruits and vegetables, things that don't even seed anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Nothing that is out there that is a quick fix is real anymore.
Yeah, any fruit that you get that doesn't have seeds is definitely GMO.
If I don't know if y'all remember Fifth Element, but remember in Fifth Element when Corbin Dallas came back into his apartment and he put that thing inside the microwave, and the next thing you know, multiplex, and she would just make.
Oh yeah,
shit.
and it was like a full
Remember?
chicken.
It was a full
Yeah.
chicken. It was full of this. It was full of that. That's where we're at, nigga. Do you not see the? Sorry, I can't yell and cuss at the same time. I was told it's not good. Do y'all not see? Do you not? It's a mean clip. It was like, sir, you don't need to yell and cuss. One will suffice. So he just said, well, bitch, how the fuck do you know what's best for me? So, with that being said, nothing fast is good anymore. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's a fucking full cycle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How are you not recognizing that we are in Mad Max right now? Just because it's not desolate and we're not fucking outside with big ass motherfucking goddamn Chicago Bear armor on, out fighting in the Thunderdome, does not mean we're not there.
Well, you got to remember. I don't know, Teal, did you see the original Mad Max?
Yes.
Because, well, think about it. The original Mad Max, right before it got to this point, there was a major war that was going on. And once that World War hit and the nuclear bombs went off, that's what catapulted that push into the Mad Max that we all think about.
Look at what the fuck is happening outside. If everything burned to a crisp right now, what you think it's going to look like?
Oh, it's going to instantly jump to. It's going to instantly jump to Mad Max, I Am Legend, all those different,
If the drought keeps going, look at where we're going. And thank you, Abby, because I'm on a fucking roll today. So, back to Bill Gates. So, Bill Gates has all this lab-created meat, right? But Bill Gates also just killed 6 million motherfucking live chickens on his fucking farm. Dumped them in a fucking landfill. Just dead ass chickens. Kill all these chickens, dump them in a landfill. So bad that even some of them are still alive. They're just dying because they're being collapsed by 100,000 pounds of other fucking dead carcasses on top of them. Why? Why? Why are we killing our livestock? Why are we creating sicknesses that causes humans not to be able to fucking eat ground beef anymore? Why isn't there a fucking cure to Affigail? There's so many fucking meds on fucking recall right now, i.e. blood pressure medicine is on fucking recall right now. Adderall been off the shelf for months. You can barely get the right shit. Every time I fucking go get my fucking prescription, it looks fucking different. They're fucking with us in so many different aspects and so many different avenues. It's so hard to keep the fuck up. I'm surprised we can even come up with a weekly motherfucking show because the shit changes every 2 fucking hours. But to get back on track, Bill Gates has been giving us this farm-raised fucking meat. And I know people are like, oh my God, how are we going to know the difference between the stringy chicken breast and the real chicken breast? I'm telling you right now, I stopped eating chicken because it tasted weird. The texture was off. I don't even buy chicken anymore. And I'm going to have to stop buying motherfucking red meat because I remember back in the day when I was still fucking a culinary arts teacher, I remember they were throwing and toying around with the idea of meat glue. And I didn't understand what meat glue was at the time. Now it's starting to make sense. This meat glue is now where they started creating this lab graded meat. They just needed to find a way to stick it together so that it looked like the other shit. But you're telling me that there's restaurants right now buying lab raised, like I know tilapia is a lab raised fish anyway, but now you're doing synthetic lab created salmon. I thought the pescatarians were safe. It's not. But part two, let's get into the motherfucking veggies for real. Bill Gates has his own corn that has motherfucking birth control in it. Did you hear about that? Contraceptive corn. All the corn that you most likely are buying right now has probably been bleached in some type of contraceptive. When I tell you they are doing this population control shit, and I know, let me go ahead and get my aluminum tin hat on. Let me get my tinfoil hat on. They are coming in so many different aspects. It's not even fucking funny. They're hitting us in so many fucking different angles. From what you put in your body to what you drink. You can't breathe the air, drink the water, or eat the food. Then what the fuck are we going to do? It sounds like a death sentence. Did y'all know that at the UN, there were 2 countries that said that food wasn't a human right? Did you know that, Marcus?
Let me guess which 2.
Ha! Come on. What 2 you think? I ain't even got to say it. Y'all already know who it was. And ding, ding, ding. Yes, we were one. To sit and vote against the niggas of the world.
The same ones that said that slavery wasn't a great evil, the same ones who went against reparations, the same one that have no clue what a genocide is, the same one.
I'm so sorry, Abby, that your inside was almost outside. Abby caught it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm so sorry, Abby, because that shit's crazy. You feel me? Russia and Mexico forbid GMOs. Exactly, bruh. Exactly.
Well, Chris H said something else in there too that I felt was pertinent. I was just waiting for the right spot.
Go ahead.
Russia beat the brakes off of corrupt oligarchs, and China put rich people like Gates in jail.
Yes, they fucking do.
And that's why they always go after those countries and call them authoritarian, because they go after people who do what our wealthy do.
Because they know they fucked up.
Well, yeah, because they know what they're doing. They don't try to whitewash it and make it seem like, oh, well, they're just a rich person creating jobs. Well, what's the problem with that?
No, China don't play that shit. Russia don't play that shit. And I love how now.
And if we were a country with actual morality and cared about people, we wouldn't do this shit either.
And it's, by the way, yes, Abby, go get you some liquid IV. Shake it off, because baby, there's nothing. Long story short, there is nothing to kill a parasite except letting it pass. Unfortunately, maybe some antibiotics, but a parasite is a parasite. Okay, I remember back in biology class and in chemistry class that parasites need a living host, to continue to multiply and continue to live.
Right.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck this parasite is. You feel me? I ain't never really seen a parasite that can just kind of live on its own. And then they bring up the brain-eating amoeba parasite that be in the water and shit. There are living organisms in the water. We're talking about this motherfucker lasted inside of a bag, suffocated, no oxygen, an oxygen-strict environment where nothing was replicating, nothing was duplicating, nothing was breathing or giving it a host. And it still made it to fucking infiltrate restaurants across the entire East Coast and anything east of the Mississippi and give any person that came in contact with it the boo-boo virus. That's insane to me. I've never heard a parasite work like that. In all my many years, I don't know if it's concern went down, but I ain't never learned this in science. I learned parasites have to have a host. Bacteria can multiply on non-porous objects. Everything else in between, that's new to me. This is new to me. I don't get it. And yes, I think Bill Gates has something to do with it. I think Bill Gates got something to do with all of this shit. So I'm gonna close out this whole Bill Gates, the booty virus and shit with this. A man has stated that he went and got some meat from his local grocery store, went to a CVS, got one of those at-home DNA baby mama, baby daddy, is that my baby test, swiped the meat, and sent the test into the lab. And when he got the results back, it stated that there were at least 110 different human fathers. So y'all, just gonna throw it out there. Where do you think they get meat glue from?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think they genetically modify meat? Because I can understand clone meat, but they ain't never really told you if this shit is cloned meat. They never told you if it was cloned cows. How they recreating this meat? You eating microplastics? They're not telling you that either. Is this microplastic meat? When I talk to my friends and I try to explain to them what GMO is, it's not just growth hormone, which comes from stem cells, stem cells that comes from foreskin. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not just that. It's genetically modifying something, obviously, which you got to really look into the definition of genetically modifying something. It's not just putting it in a fucking a little spindle, shaking it up, and now you got something. It's not 3D printing this shit. No, they break it down to its cellular form and build it back up. But what cells are they using? We're gonna figure that out later on. Tune in next week, guys, while we figure out where the fuck this meat glue and shit is coming from. Because at the end of the day, I was joking with a friend and they was like, well, if you can't fucking drink water, you can't breathe the air, you can't eat the meat, and you can't eat the veggies, then T, what you gonna eat? I said, shit, humans, I guess. That's the last motherfucker on the list that we ain't tried. Shit, and last time I checked, the elite's been doing it for a fucking while. So I'm trying to understand what we doing.
Yeah.
See, and Dingo, that shit really sounds good. But at the end of the day, I've learned so much about our motherfucking goddamn country in the last 12 hours. Baby, I ain't believing shit they fucking tell me. I love hearing it. I really will. That'll be number 2 in my brain. You know what I'm saying? But on the forefront, these niggas is nasty. These niggas is dirty. They don't play fair. I love how we logically try to grasp our mind around it because you know why we do it this way? Because we have some type of morality within us. We have something in us that wouldn't allow us to go that far or go that left or, in my opinion, go that right. Because it seems like the right wing motherfuckers eat more humans than a little bit. But keep in mind, we're talking about the same niggas that's in a file where they were saying that they were sacrificing and eating babies.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind, y'all. Put that on the forefront of your fucking right there in the forefront of your fucking goddamn medulla oblongata. No, the whole medulla oblongata. Put that bitch on the front and think about that. These are motherfuckers that are accused. Accused. These are the same niggas that accused Jesus of doing some wild ass shit. If you believe in that, they got accused of some wild ass shit. And we still trying to be out here saying, no, they're out here taking tumor cells and replicating tumor cells from no, nigga. They killing babies. Kids going missing every motherfucking day. Bodies being missing since COVID. These niggas don't play fair. And they're not playing fair now. They're gotten us to a point where our back is against the wall. We can't even eat our food. We can't drink our water. We can't breathe our air. Nothing that God gave us is even rightfully ours anymore. But they got a fucking Sun Protection Act like that nigga needs fucking SWAT. Does that make any sense? None at all. I'm done off the food aspect. Next slide, please. Next slide. All right. I say that to segue into this. Operation Northwoods. Do you know about that one, Marcus?
Operation Northwood. Oh no, remind me.
Okay, so Operation Northwood, right, was our way of having false flag attempt by the DOD in 1962. So while we were over here cloud seeding in Vietnam, at the same time, we was out here orchestrating false flagging and blaming it on Cuba. They had it planned out to fucking drop an entire passenger plane of innocent civilians. They were going to do an inside job in which the CIA was going to create a domestic terrorist attack and blame it on Cuba. Okay? Operation Bingo, same thing. False flagging, blaming it on somebody else. Operation Dirty Trick, same fucking thing. Doing some shit and blaming it on somebody else. You know who said no to it? JFK. You know what happened after that? He got his fucking top popped.
And if you look at what they're doing right now, what they've been talking about right now, as they've tried to wind down this whole Iran war, they have been talking about that, oh, well, Cuba has missiles and they're pointed at America. And you're still trying to pretend Cuba is some threat that they plan to attack America. I don't know. It's like
job, y'all.
It's weird. It's weird to me that people even buy this, because if you know America has the ability to, I won't even say America, you know that, or when I say America, I'm saying the United States, of course. You can pick any random state in the United States, and they have enough power to stomp, the country of Cuba. And you think that the people who run that country don't know that? So why would they try to provoke a response that could decimate their country? That doesn't even make sense.
They're already disenfranchised.
Mm-hmm.
They're already a third world country. Why would they do it to themselves? Does that even fucking make any fucking sense? It doesn't make sense why they would do it to themselves. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and they get people to believe this illogical shit. And you know who's behind it. Mainly the people who fund Marco Rubio and the neocons.
Yes. Sidebar. We're gonna pause on the trickery, fuckery. Abby, the reason I said to do liquid IV is because it has less sodium citrate in it. And sodium is the reason that you're swelling up. So go ahead and get you a couple of liquid, because Pedialyte and Gatorade is high in salt.
Yeah.
And that's going to cause your leg to have edema. Okay. And keep in mind, my mother had high blood pressure, cardiac issues, aortic dissection. She died from the same thing Lindsey Graham's died from. If you remember, caught that on the last episode. And John Ritter, you saw I sent you that article too.
Yeah.
But when it comes to fucking food and intakes and stuff like that, baby, liquid IV is probably your best friend. Okay. So okay, back to the thing at hand. So all of this, I'm bringing all of this, I'm putting all this together because if we can sit here and pinpoint where our government was about to false flag and get everybody in the motherfucking uproar, thinking that somebody else did something else, and we out here pointing everybody else like the fucking Spider-Man meme, and lo and behold, it's us the whole time. And I'm not saying us like us, I'm saying us like US. What in the fuck do y'all think they finna start doing? This ain't the first fucking time they did this shit. I done pulled up 3 different motherfucking memos, 3 motherfucking different things in which these motherfuckers have literally said, we're gonna blow up some shit at home and we're gonna blame it on them niggas over there. Kind of sounds like, I don't know, the 9th month, 11th day in 2001. Just saying. Because we done found out after the fact that most likely was some domestic shit. And what did it do? It rallied us together. It riled us the fuck up. Niggas are still saying to this day in 2026, knowing that this was probably an inside job, they're like, never forget. Always remember. Remember what? When our government got us with the okie doke? We don't remember that part though. I think that's wild that we have like selective memory. We can't remember when the government fucked us over, but we can remember when they blamed it on somebody else. Very American of us. Very American of us. For 250 motherfucking years, we have always been able to throw the rock, break the glass house, and then blame the nigga behind us. Is that what we were celebrating and firing off fireworks for? It sounds about right. So if you're sitting here and you can believe the fact that these motherfuckers will kill our own people, sacrifice us for the greater good, sacrifice us, and then lie on somebody else and say they did it. Look at how they're doing everything else. We can't even be mad at the apple juice people for what the fuck they're doing because we do it too. That's why birds of a feather fucking flock together. And I hate to say this, I've always been Team Russia because for some reason I just could not get back on Ukraine. I felt sorry for them niggas. Like, damn, that's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt sorry, but now that I'm actually like doing my research and really looking into it, I
I'm
can't
not.
even back them niggas. Them
I
niggas
wasn't
suck.
from day one. I'm sorry if anybody gets offended by this, but from day one, I peeped the whole situation and I was like, nah. When he talking about denazification, he's not just coming up with some fake pretense to go in there. I know how Ukrainians get down, and if you go back through their history, you got to remember of the former USSR, the Ukrainians were the ones who were rocking with the SS. They were the ones who were rocking with Russia's biggest enemy, and Ukraine has always aligned themselves with whoever's the enemy of Russia. So I look at them as they're the biggest traitors of that whole area over there. And
shout out Jackie. Jackie's in the chat. Hey Jackie, glad you made it here.
And on top of that, on top of the fact that they're the biggest traders over there, they have done nothing but been corrupt in every possible way. So, and then I mean, think about it. When they were trying to have those, oh well, Americans, if you want to go over and help and Red Cross, but just know when you get over there, they kind of have some backwards ways that they treat people. Oh, you mean that they're racist? Oh, that's what you mean. That we get over there and they're going to treat us like shit, even though they're in a humanitarian crisis. Got it.
Mm-hmm. But they so quick to say, oh no, they're communists. Russia's a communist country. No, them motherfuckers trying to eradicate the fuck shit because they see the fuck shit for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag get on Vladimir Putin's workout plan. Bet you they don't got no booty letters.
Which I look at it like this: there's no country out there that's an actual communist country.
No,
and I don't think there ever truly has been, according to what they, according to
definition.
Yeah, according to the definition of even what the so-called communists wanted, they never achieved that. So
nobody has. So, being that we are now at an understanding that we know that the U.S. is not only in the same breath going to say, fuck y'all over there, across the pond, down the way, over yonder. We're going to say, fuck y'all. But them motherfuckers look at us and say, fuck y'all too. Okay? If y'all ain't looking at this as a population control scheme after these motherfuckers have blatantly said it in our face between Peter Thiel and Bill Gates, all the motherfuckers are saying, yeah, we need to kill these niggas.
Mm-hmm.
And by niggas, we mean po people.
Yeah, okay? Because newsflash, in 2026, y'all all part of the club.
Y'all part of the club. Welcome to the club, y'all. Welcome. We all fam in the club. Yeah, welcome. Go ahead, have a seat. You got to sit in the back, though. We kind of getting a little, it's getting a little thick. But yes, it's now to a point. It's either the rich elite that are eating babies and shit and people, whatever the fuck in between. And then it's us. And I'm not understanding, going back to my original statement, I'm not understanding how it's so many of us being starved, living on the lower level, and yet we ain't mad yet? We not mad that our government is trying to fuck us in the ass, no lube sideways?
Well, we are, but here's the problem. Americans, and when I say Americans, I want to make sure I clarify, United States citizens, we have grown up and been swaddled in so much comfort and relaxation and been given so many things that really are not important, are not valuable, but we're afraid to lose those. And so they've gotten so much of this population so addicted to the materialism in their products that it's that whole Cypher scene when he goes back into the Matrix and he knows that the stuff is not real. He knows that it's fake, but because he's comfortable, he'd rather go back to that. And that's the problem. We have too many people that are too comfortable.
Yes. Okay. So we know that our government don't give a fuck about us. Obviously, that's why we're all on this channel. But let's go a little deeper. Okay. One thing that hurts me the most with our country and like with my friends and stuff, it's not even like the left right conversations that I have. It's not even having conversations with some of my friends that probably still have some racist mindsets. Because shit, we all racist. I be racist sometimes too. What bothers me the most is being the child of veterans and seeing how my parents were so gung ho for their country that they said, I'm gonna sign my name on a fucking piece of paper and know for a fact that when the end all be all happens, these motherfuckers are gonna cast me to the side like a fucking dog, or even worse, because I've seen dogs treated better. Okay, I've seen dogs treated better than our veterans, and it sucks seeing that there are people my age and younger still signing up, and they have this brainwashed mentality. Not that they're gonna do the world better or they're gonna be, yeah, no, it's the fact that they actually believe that the war that they're fighting in is right. That is so sad to me. That no matter what happens, when they sign their name on that fucking dotted line, even though they know when they signed it, they are signing it from a place of trying to make the world a better place. They don't even know that they're fighting for the wrong fucking team. But can you fight for another team? You can't. It's like FIFA. You got to root for your niggas. It's like FIFA. You can't root for the other fucking team. You can't be like, yeah, Team Russia, and you fucking got a U.S. military fucking uniform on. You can't do that. Look at old
Yeah.
girl who was selling intel to Iran. They got a $200,000. By the way, sorry, let me finish that sentence. The girl that just escaped to Iran that was selling her intel to Iran, she got a $200,000 bid on her fucking head right now. Did you hear that? Did you hear about her, Marcus?
Mm-mm.
If you can, Google that girl real quick. I can't remember her fucking name right now. But there was an air woman who was in the intel department of the Air Force selling our secrets over to Iran. They caught wind of it. She already skedaddled. Okay. But the thing that got me is it's $200,000 on her top right now. Right. And I was like, damn, that's it. She out here selling top secret fucking goddamn secrets. Like the top of the top. And all you're saying is, yeah, it's $200,000 to get her back. 200K to get her back.
You said to Ukraine or Russia?
Iran.
Oh, to Iran.
Yeah. 200K to physically get her back in the States so they can put her in Guantanamo Bay, or I don't know, underneath the bay. I don't know what they're doing with her. It's 200K. That's it. We can't even find bodies.
But the one I keep finding is Monica Witt from 2013, 2018.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. So I feel sad for my military friends that are still currently.
Oh, wait a minute. Like, oh, yeah. Oh, it's talking about, yeah. It says Monica Witt. Yeah, she has 200,000 reward to catch her.
Yeah. $200,000. FBI is saying they want $200,000. Keep in mind, we're gonna put a pin on the FBI too, because I'm talking shit about their asses today too. But I feel so hurt because my friends are losing their friends that they meet. They're losing their battle buddies that they meet. They're losing their comrades that they meet after signing their life over to give this bullshit fucking country that obviously doesn't give a fuck about them, because the same food that you get in the military is the same food that they feed you in the prison. And it's 9 times out of 10 horse meat. We're going to get on that in another day. So they already are sitting here feeding our combat, troops. Fucking, that was the word I was looking for earlier too, Marcus, troops. They're filling our troops some bullshit. They're feeding our troops bullshit mentally. They're telling them all this wild ass shit. They're watching their friends get killed overseas for a bullshit ass war. And yet, when they come home, they don't get taken care of, which is insane. Because having to have somebody fucking put their life on the line with no questions asked, but have to get questioned if they deserve to have the right to live comfortably back at home sickens me. And then you got this piss poor, can't even bench press, weak fucking hairline, Gain wearing, punk ass, wannabe Superman looking motherfucker, hedge pussy ass Beth, telling you that women are no longer allowed to be in combat. I don't think women should be in combat. You feel that you need to have testosterone filled young boys that can't even regulate their brains We just learned a couple weeks ago that there were 2 wannabe military motherfuckers willing to go to Haiti to fucking do a goddamn coup. Remember that, Marcus?
Mm-hmm.
Remember those 2 white boys
I'm
that tried
trying
to
to.
go over there and do that coup?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this story, and this story is throwing me off because I'm like, wait a minute. There and I see it. It's a lot of stories. 2026. Like this story was written. This story was written. I want to say last month, maybe. But when you look at the dates on how far back, yeah, May 14th. And so some of these are May, some of these are June when this story came out. But do you know when this lady left?
When she leave.
2013.
Come on. That means she still got an
So
inside.
wait a minute. So let me get this straight. Are y'all trying to say that the info that this woman got while she was in the military up to up to 2008, that information from 2008 is how what Iran is fighting back? Like she's this pivotal, gatherer of information that is able to give classified information on our weaponry in 2026.
Mm, 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 Why do we
Now
care now?
as somebody who worked in the weapons field, I can tell you I don't know how much information that she would have had that would even been pertinent to right now. Also, oh my goodness, our military budget, how much money gets spent every year and what weapons come in versus go out. Also, let's say for instance, let's go with just Patriot missiles for one, right? Let's say she had intel on that. She would have no clue the what Patriot levels like that we have, how many we have, where they're at. Like you know, there's so much information and so much different things that's went down as far as the launchers and everything. I don't know how any information that she had from that far ago is going to be that pertinent to the stuff now. I mean, hell, some of the guns that I was a tech on in the military now are automated. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
We don't, but that's the thing, Marcus. That's because in our brain we think, hey, maybe we didn't get that far ahead, or hey, we didn't know. No, nigga, we don't know what she knows.
I'm telling you, unless this woman was a freaking
G36.
general or
Hey,
admiral or
hey, 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 hey,
something,
hey. That bitch might have G36 classified, bro.
I'm telling
Some
you,
level you don't even know.
the average enlisted person is not walking around with like the granted we all would have different versions of information and different versions of okay, you might be top secret, but how for those who are not accustomed to how the US military works, it's extremely compartmentalized. You get top secret information pertinent to what you deal with. You're not just getting some blanket slate to look at everything in the military. So let's say, for instance, you work on the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. You're gonna know all the stuff having to be.
Oh shit. They already
And
get see. How
this
come
what the Delta Force is doing. You're not learning all of these different things. You're not getting knowledge in all of these different areas. You're not getting knowledge on troop. Oh,
see how
you
they
still
do,
there?
Marcus? I'm still here. You not. See how they do, Marcus? You see how they do him? He get to talking this shit. They're like, shut him up. Break it. See, look at that. They done froze my man's. He said one too many things. All because he said he don't believe that Shorty could have that type of fucking intel. They done froze his entire shit. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this what happened when you go too hard in the paint, y'all. They get to knocking your shit off. So if y'all can still hear me, let me know. Because I can't see if y'all are if y'all can react to my voice. Hold on, let me go back in the chat to make sure. Because I don't think ticks that cause Lyme disease. Jackie, yes, Alpha-Gal, but I don't think y'all can hear me. Okay, y'all can. Oh, okay, cool. So, till Marcus comes back after the FBI done took him underneath ground, we're gonna keep talking. So, he was speaking on the fact that he don't think Shorty can have that type of information. Hey, at the end of the day, I'm letting you know right now, a woman's mouthpiece works in a lot of different ways than just one. Just throwing that out there. Just think about it. And if we're talking about our fucking government, our generals or anything, it's still ran by the same misogynistic ass piece of shit white men that were fucking running it back in the day that thought women didn't even deserve to be in these places in the first fucking place. Just want to throw out the fact when my mother was in the Marine Corps, she worked for the only female general at the time of the United States Marine Corps. I literally have this woman's 8 by 10, I mean, 8.5 by 11 in my house. I have this white woman's picture in my house because my mom had the opportunity to work right under her at the Pentagon. Okay. My mama knew shit she didn't even need to fucking know. All right. So, with that being said, being able to suck the right dick can get you the right fucking info. You know what I'm saying? And like, and that's cool. If she didn't have any info that Iran didn't already have, then they used her as a motherfucking bibliography to make sure that they were citing their fucking sources, crossing their T's and dotting their I's. Ain't nothing wrong with having an extra body just cross-referencing. Maybe that's why her shit's only $200,000. Maybe they even think that she didn't have that much intel, but maybe she had just enough to make sure that them niggas knew exactly what steps to take and what the next ones were going to be. Or maybe it was even a moment in which the fucking intel was more or less making sure that they didn't get their shit blown the fuck up or they didn't get their shit intercepted. Got to think on both sides. It's not always offense. Sometimes it's defense too. Life is chess, not checkers. So understanding that we have motherfuckers in the military sitting next to somebody that might be your niece, your nephew, you feel me? Your cousin, aunties, uncles, all these motherfuckers. You got friends that enlisted, you got family members that's enlisted, all these people. They are one in the same platoon, troops, or quadrants and battalions as people that are fucking fleeing our country, selling our secrets to other people, as well as working for a motherfucker that thinks that gender roles are more important than our country's fucking safety. A motherfucker that thinks that women can't be in combat, which if that's the case, you think they need to be at home in the kitchen, my nigga, by all means. Send them back. Put them back in the man fucking field. Put them back in the kitchen if that's how you feel. Hedge Peth with your weak ass fucking hairline. Cool. You can't even lift a 50 fucking pound dumbbell. I can, but we won't get into fucking dick measuring contests right yet. But you're sitting here telling me that this man that's in charge of our entire military sector thinks that testosterone filled, trigger happy young men are better suited to be on combat grounds than anybody else. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. I guess if that's how you rocking. But I've noticed that those seem to be the same type of motherfuckers that's like, America, go hard or go home type of mindset, which would then put us in the realm of a lot of casualties over stupid shit. A lot of casualties over stupid shit. Maybe even increased friendly fire. A lot of testosterone in a building. Sometimes it ain't that great. Y'all seen Full Metal Jacket, right? A lot of more incidents like that, in my opinion. Those were young men having a real rough time adapting. And something that I've known is that men that can't really deal with authority and have a problem with adapting tend to be the problem child. But this is what our military is about to start looking like. If he continues to make these decisions that we had. Now let's get on to the FBI. So now we got that motherfucker in Cash Patel, right? Oh, Marcus's mic is still fucked up. Okay, so now we got that motherfucker Cash Patel. Cash Patel said, yeah, we got to put a $200,000 tab on this girl head right now. You know what I'm saying? Because she out here selling secrets in 2008, 2013. This motherfucker also said in the same breath, but we're gonna take our hands off of ICE. ICE no longer has to answer to the FBI. So who the fuck do they answer to then? They just said that shit today. So when I said that it's crazy that our show can change in 2 hours span before we even get on air, this that shit I'm talking about. They just said that today. First off, who in the government is working on Sunday? Okay, that's crazy as hell. Y'all knew this Friday afternoon before y'all clocked out. Neither here nor there. But the FBI saying we are now hands off of ICE. We're gonna let them do whatever the fuck they want to do. They just gonna be out in these streets doing whatever. You feel me? Beating people up, catching the wrong motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about looking at the fucking body footage no more. They definitely have that immunity going for them right now. John, a lot of people hurt themselves in basic. Okay? A lot of people hurt themselves in basic, and it's fucking sad. But knowing that they're going to take their hands off of ICE, and that if you have any discrepancies or issues with ICE, that's just null and void. Now, if we go back to our original topic at hand, the first topic when I was talking about the wildfires and how we can't even cloud seed to even stop the wildfires, that just decided for me to just tell you this. They got more space for these data farms in ICE detention centers now. Oklahoma has one of the biggest ICE detention centers in the country. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to start putting numbers on fucking detainees' heads at this point. We heard about what they were doing at the border beforehand when they was treating the women crazy down there and taking their fucking uteruses and shit the fuck out without even their consent. I can only imagine what's going to happen in these ICE detention fucking centers when they really ain't got an answer to no fucking body. This shit is sick at this point, guys. The people that are running our country have no ethics and no morals. They do not care about anybody. They do not care about the common man. They definitely don't give a fuck about the common woman at all. I was explaining to a friend of mine, sidebar, but still connected. I was explaining to a friend of mine why I feel that Black women are the most unprotected, unrespected entity on earth. And honestly, it's women as a whole. Women are the most unprotected, unrespected creature on earth. It's insane. But these women that are at the border were getting all chopped the fuck up. There's doctors over here in Virginia that have lawsuits against OBGYNs for doing the same fucking thing to them, making them infertile. Yes, love. It could be a breeding program or a sterilization program. At this point, accord, Lord, it really could. They can go either way. They can really go either fucking way. Either fucking way at this point. But now they have the space and the means where they didn't even have to use eminent domain to knock on your door and say, hey, we finna take your house and turn it into a data center. No, we'll just set it on fire. Nothing can come back from ashes. I had to understand that this past week. I told my therapist that. I said, the reason that I have funerals in my head and the reason that if I deal with something, I feel like I burn it is because nothing can come back from ashes. You can't do anything on scorched land. You can't farm on it. You can't get anything out of it. Once it's scorched, it's scorched. That's the worst it could be. But you know what you can do? You can build some bullshit on it. Definitely can do that. I wouldn't be surprised they build an ICE detention center. They put solar panels on top of it and the solar panels burn up and kill everybody inside of it. That sounds so terrible. But as nasty as these motherfuckers been lately, I wouldn't be surprised. It's gotten so bad at this point, y'all, I don't even have a shock value anymore. It's not even a shock value to me. What? That's crazy. What are y'all recruiting for, Jackie? You get what I'm saying? You got to start asking these questions. What y'all recruiting for? What's the issue? But now that ICE is gonna have free reign to do whatever the fuck they want to do, and nobody's gonna be able to fucking deal with them like it's a fucking goddamn COVID vaccine where you can't even sue the niggas that made you sick. Well, you ain't gonna be able to sue the niggas that beat you up and kill you. You're not gonna be able to do anything about it. You get what I'm saying? So like the FBI got their hands off of ICE now. Cash Patel got other things to worry about. You know, that $200,000 on old girl's head. These fucking flock cameras. So I know for a fact these flock cameras are going to be used for way more than what y'all think it is. It's way worse. Have y'all learned that the new update for the flock cameras now have been able to they now can just connect to your Bluetooth? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The flock cameras can connect to your Bluetooth now. They can just hear what you be talking about. They can just pay attention to what you listen to. They can chime in on your Spotify now. You know what I'm saying? They can listen to you. They can listen to you listening to the political matrix now. Flock cameras. Something that went from just reading your license plate and giving you a false ticket. Because if you notice, there was a man in Florida that got falsely accused of doing some shit based off of a flock camera and AI misidentifying him. And he ended up losing his job, losing his kids. His entire life became and went into shambles. And now he's fighting to get his life back. But if they decide to throw their hands up like FBI just threw their hands up on ICE, he might not get shit. We thought it was just one thing when it was like, oh, they listening in through the TVs, they listening in through your phones. Nigga, they gonna listen in through you passing through a fucking toll. Insane. It's insane. So now we got the flock cameras going crazy on us, locking people up. ICE going crazy on people, locking people up. Talk about it, Abby. See, I didn't want to bring it in all the way in. I didn't want to bring it all the way in. Baby, we are in Minority Report and don't even know it. We are in Minority Report right now and don't even fucking know it. I mean, we know it as a collective unit on this show and on our podcast, but we are obviously in Minority Report right now. The flat cameras can fucking see the booty letters on your motherfucking Big Mac. John, the shit is insane. It's crazy. And I want to bring that into something personal. So I don't know if y'all know about Senator Lois Lucas out here in Virginia, but she was silently partnering, allegedly. She was allegedly silently partnering with some local representatives with dispensaries out here. You know, Virginia is one of the last fucking states for right now that's trying to legalize marijuana as a whole on a state level and trying to get it passed to a federal level. And so we're still, you know, passing the buck on that and trying to get our life right when it comes to medical recreational marijuana. But anyway, Miss Lois Lucas, if you do your research on her, she is a senator out of Virginia that was pretty much backing a couple dispensaries out here. And a couple months ago, her house got raided, her office got raided, all of her dispensaries were raided. And I find it wild that the FBI got time to mind her business. And yes, if you're asking by her name, what color is she? Mm-hmm. She one of us. She has been pretty much indicted on charges behind this. And just this past month, I too got a letter in the mail from the Department of Justice that stated, we wiretapped your phone conversations. Nigga, what? Yes, Virginia sent out a notice that said your wired conversations, if you are just an everyday citizen, a lawmaker, a representative, a lobbyist, and or a journalist, we tapped your phone conversations unknowingly to you. Thank you, DOJ. So not only do I have to deal with flock cameras, my phone being tapped, my food killing me, air killing me, water killing me, ICE killing me, because they just out here picking up the wrong people. I still gotta go to work. I still gotta fucking go to work. Living in America is very traumatizing, y'all. Very traumatizing. Every day is something different. Every day is something wild, and they wonder why. And I remember I was talking about it a couple episodes ago about how in spirituality, you know what I'm saying? Not even like hardcore religion. Y'all know I'm spiritual, so we got to get on the woo woo aspect of things. In spirituality, there is like um a Babadook, okay, or entity, you know what I'm saying? That feeds off of fear. Okay. And then y'all know, as the conspiracy aspect of it, y'all know I fucking pronounce it wrong every fucking time. So you know I'm about to pronounce it wrong. So somebody get in the chat and correct me so that y'all know what I'm talking about. The Anachronochrome, when I was talking about how they used to kill Haitian kids and like take their life force out of it, that's why all these motherfuckers are like immortal. That shit runs off of fear too. Your cortisol levels, the thing that actually keeps you sick, runs off of stress and fear. Yes, the Babadook. All these things, the main thing that they try to tell you in the horror stories and the kid nighttime stories and stuff is the fact that when it comes to certain entities, they fucking live off of fear. They breed that shit. They love that shit. That shit gets them off. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Marcus, you in the chat? Where the fuck is you at? Y'all know I can't say that shit worth a damn. But y'all know what I'm talking about. All this shit is off of fear. Okay. And if you wake up every day and you look and you make a notepad like I did today, every fucking subsection on top of the main section is in reference to some type of trauma that is being placed upon your life by some piss poor, diaper filling, dementia ridden, baby eating, sacrificing, shitty humans. They really did snipe his connection. I And then you still got to go to work and still let these fucking tax dollars go to these entities that are fucking creating these situations for you. Bro, man, listen, you ain't mad yet? You not mad yet? I don't see how we can't be mad yet. I don't get it. I see why there's an uptick in mental illness. Nigga, you gotta be fucking crazy just to fucking be able to continue to be okay. You gotta be fucking crazy. You gotta be like not all together to honestly be able to continue to live the life that you live in. It's so fucking sickening, bro. And it just sucks because I know people in the 90s, the kids in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Me and my generation, us millennials, man, listen, we just could not wait. Rugrats fed us a motherfucking pipe dream, bro. I remember being a kid watching Rugrats thinking, yeah, I can't wait till I get big. No, nigga, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Bro, fuck that. All of Stephen King's books has to deal with some version of something feeding off of fear. Pennywise, he feeds off of fear. The Shining, feed off of fear. Like everything that he ever wrote has to deal with shit like that. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, me as a millennial, finally getting to an age where I feel or thought that life was gonna be okay, and then understanding that it really took a turn for the worse, no pun intended, took a shit in the toilet type vibes. It's just disheartening. That's like the only word that I can really like come to terms with is like it's just disheartening. And like all the fuck shit is so unnecessary. And it's so um it, come on, bro. This shit has been in the midst of things. It's been in the background, or it's been the sole like objective in so many different cultures. It and yes, I wish I could fucking put y'all shits on the screen. Don't worry, I'm gonna get my laptop fixed, y'all. So then I won't be tweaking out like Marcus, because my laptop be tweaking out like Marcus. But yes, we are beyond angry. We can't stay mad forever. It's exhausting. We're suffering moral injury, and it's not just PTSD. It's not just PTSD. It's not just PTSD, boo. The shit is insane. Hey, Marcus, welcome back. It's not just PTSD. I was explaining on my Facebook today. I had a very, and I'll even be transparent here too while Marcus gets his life together. I'm going to be transparent here too. I am a Black woman that deals with mental health. Growing up in a Pentecostal background, Kojic cult ass vibe, mental health is not something that you can speak on. Okay? That is just one of those things where they pray it away. Okay? Evangelistic ass fucking my cult was one step away from sacrificing chickens and doing snake dances. Okay? So these are definitely the type of people that are sitting here trying to tell you to pray it
Hello,
away.
can you hear me?
Yes, Marcus, we can hear you. So growing up and knowing, oh Lord, fix it, Jesus. Growing up and knowing that my mother probably had mental illness. Well, I know she definitely did. My mother definitely had mental illness. She definitely got PTSD from the Marine Corps, amongst other things, probably from her childhood. I unfortunately have CPTSD. I had an ex that tried to murder me. You know what I'm saying? I've had traumatic things happen in my life. And just having those personal issues in my life, I got a chance to develop a great fucking mental illness called BPD. And I'm not talking about bipolar disorder. I have borderline personality disorder. So there are times, and I joke about it. Yes, my delivery is funny, but this is very serious. I have times where I can be like, that wasn't me, that was Patricia. If you've ever seen the movie Split, that's what I deal with. Okay? So just knowing that my own personal life caused me to have the issues that I have, the anxiety, the depression, the CPTSD, the PTSD, and because they label those completely different, and the BPD. And then I wake up, I turn on the news, I open up my phone, I get my New York, you know what I'm saying? My news weekly and shit like that popping in my email, giving me my New York Journal or Washington Post or New York Post, and I get to read the fucking shit that our government has decided to do in the middle of the night. This shit sucks, bro. This shit really sucks. It makes you want to. I don't know. It kind of makes you want to give up. But like knowing that, yes, Accord Lord, it is so debilitating. One of these days I'll be able to tell y'all exactly what BPD feels like because it's not just some regular ass shit. This shit is terrible. And I got ADHD, which sucks too. But understanding that personal instances has caused me to develop these things, and then just outside forces are just sitting here amplifying this shit. This shit's terrible. This shit's terrible. If y'all know anything about BPD and y'all decide to do y'all research, it has a very high suicide rate because there's no meds to fix it. It's not a pill that can fix this. And that goes for our country. That goes for the shit fire that our government is putting us in. There isn't a quick fix to this, guys. There isn't a quick fix. Because it wasn't a quick break either. It wasn't a quick break. It's just like BPD. It's a compound of fuckery that continues to come. And what do? We try to find a fail safe. We try to fucking create a fail safe that keeps us safe. That's what BPD is for. BPD means that you get a traumatic experience and your brain shuts off the trauma. It blocks it out and compartmentalizes it and creates something that can now protect you. It's like a firewall.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, thank goodness. Good gracious.
And unfortunately, our government is continuously giving us this trauma, and some people aren't able to create the firewall. So even though I gave y'all a lot of shit to fucking digest today, we all are asking the same fucking question. How do we fix this system? I don't know. I don't know. Welcome back, Marcus. I don't know how to fix the system. I don't know where to even fucking start. There's so many avenues. They got to split up so bad. They got to split so bad between so many things, between the war, between our agriculture, between our laws, between how they're monitoring us, between, you know what I'm saying, what they're fueling us on TV, what they're fueling us in our bodies, the meds that they give us, the things that keep us up, the things that keep us down. There's so much. You get spread so thin that you can't focus on one thing. And that's the game.
Yeah, that's always been the game.
And that's the fucking game.
And when this game started, I want to say as news start getting spread and disseminated more, and more people start being able to pay attention. When we really started to notice this massive change, I would say was probably in the '60s. If I had to pinpoint a time when it all started coming unglued, because in the '60s, that's when you had a time of equality start being pushed. LGBTQ rights were being pushed. Um, rights for black people were being pushed. Desegregation being torn down. Immigrant rights, field workers' rights. Everywhere you look, somebody was fighting for some rights, and they said these people have way too much time on their hands because now they're starting to look back at us. And so, how do we shut this shit down? Feminism, that's another one I forgot. But you had all of these different things going on. And they said, how do we shut this shit down? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that whole single income thing. Because if one of them is able to sit at home, one of them's able to alert the other one on what the fuck's going on. So mama's sitting at home watching the news, and daddy got enough time where he ain't got to be at work all the time. Now they talking. Now they starting to complain. And we got to do something about that.
I'm glad you
They
brought that up because that's my last point, Marcus. Sorry to cut you off, but
Mhm.
I just want to
No,
give
no,
this
no.
little fact.
That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
Oh, this little fact. It has just been said that a single person, no kids, to comfortably live in the United States needs makes $106,000 a year. Who's making that? Who's making that? Because $106,000 a year ain't doing shit in Cali.
No, I mean,
That ain't doing shit in New York.
even if you make 106 in Cali, that's basically just middle class.
Come on.
That's like that's just getting by. That's okay. You can afford to take care of your wife and kids, barely. Maybe y'all can go to the movies a little bit. You can afford to get your kid braces, but that's not enough where you saving long term, especially if you're a wife and kids. Maybe by yourself on 100,000, if you're really frugal, you might be able to do something with that. But for the average person, that ain't 100,000 ain't doing much.
But you want to know
Not in
something
Cali.
funny? You can get that you can be awarded 100,000, not taking home 100,000, and still be too qualified to fucking get food stamps and assistance.
Oh, I know.
You're not bringing home 100,000 because the majority of that is going to taxes for ICE to beat you up on the way to work. A majority of that is going to your insurance that isn't fixing anything any fucking way because the meds that they might put you on might be on recall in 2 months.
Hmm.
um it's going to the taxes that you don't even get back because when you file your taxes they're going to find out that you are a single human filing for a head of household but you have no dependents, so you're not getting nothing back.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So don't
Preach.
get me fucking started on the fact that y'all are sitting here telling me that I need to make a certain amount of money that this employer isn't giving to me in the first fucking place. I'm not even going to bring it home in the long haul. And then when I call y'all and write on a piece of paper that this is what I made, this is what I fucking put out, and this is what I would like back, y'all sit here, look at the application, go, nah, we can't get that back to you. You ain't got no dependents? No, because I'm a single human that can barely make it on my own. How dare I even bring another entity onto this earth that I would have to be responsible for childcare that I can't pay for on the salary I can barely feed myself on because you won't give me food stamps so I can sustain myself. So I have to go eat the booty lettuce and the fake lab meat just to fucking catch cancer so that I can't get the medical attention that I fucking need from the bullshit health insurance that you've given me that was already taken out of my check, but I still got to go pay a fucking copay for a pill that got recalled last month and you can't fill my prescription. No, government, unfortunately, I can't have a dependent to get my fucking money back.
But Teal, we're gonna give you $2,000.
Oh, $2,000 out of the 7 to 8 grand that you took out of my salary that put me into a different tax bracket in the first place. But because y'all tax me at my gross,
I
I get
mean,
it.
I mean, I mean, come on, Teal. How much could it cost for you to get pregnant and have a baby?
I
I
mean, I
mean,
don't know. It might.
how much does labor cost anyway?
I mean, well, the doctor that I go to states that it might cost me a good, I don't know, 70K, which is, I don't know, 70% of the salary that you've given me. But, that copay, I still got to pay that out of pocket too, because I got to pay them niggas back.
But I'm giving you $2,000, and then you're gonna have,
Yeah.
my Trump, your benefit, that the $500 that you can put in when the kid is
Well, how
born.
about this? How about if I have this kid, can I get on Wick and Snap now so that maybe I can feed that little motherfucker since I can't even feed myself?
Let's talk about that at another time.
Well, unfortunately, sir, I'm already pregnant. Maybe I should go get an abortion. Oh, no,
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 no, no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no, don't do that. Don't do that. All life is
no.
precious.
Well,
All
I
life
just
is
looked.
precious.
Oh,
We don't
shit.
we
I
don't
can't
need
do
you
that
killing the
anyway.
baby.
I can't do that anyway because I just found out my state actually bans it. So now
I
I'm going to be
mean,
in.
that is frowned upon.
Oh, great. Okay. So you're not going to help me raise this
And
motherfucker.
and you could
Okay.
possibly get attempted murder charges if you do it.
Oh, great. So now
Just
I'm going
saying.
to go to jail and lose my house, lose my kid. Okay. All right. So I
But
can't keep this.
you'll be bringing precious life onto this earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Precious life that you'll probably try to fuck on later, right?
I mean, if I don't try to imprison, I mean, run through the school system.
Oh, okay. 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 The pipeline school system that might even put my kid at a 50% chance of going to the same place I'd go if I abort this motherfucker, right? Great.
I mean, at least you guys can reunite.
Great. All right. Well, let me sit on that. Let me think
And I
about
mean,
that.
and then we have plenty of very interesting trades that you can take up that can help some of our companies. I mean, wouldn't you want to be, helpful to be a helpful member of society even while incarcerated?
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. Hmm. I heard that they're the ones actually harvesting the booty lettuce. I've heard that you've been putting them to work in farms and fields like second class citizens and slaves all over again. Quite
I mean,
traumatizing in my opinion.
why use such rough the S word? We don't have to go
Oh,
there. We
right,
just
right.
qualify them as very hardworking, very low compensated workforce.
Got it. Kind of like where I'm at right now, right? Low compensated workforce.
I mean, not exactly, of course. I mean, we care more about you,
Oh, well, thank you for
and
caring so much.
we value you. You value your contribution. I mean, we just don't have the means to compensate you more for the contributions that we so value.
So that tax cut that you took couldn't help us out a little bit?
I I mean, but we got wars that we have to fight.
That's right. We got wars we have to fight. And also, those entities that are fighting the wars for you can barely keep a roof over their head if they're living off post, correct?
Yeah, but
Also,
we have to take care of the job creators also.
oh, yeah, the job creators, AI, right?
Yeah, I mean, how can we keep billionaires like, Peter Thiel and Bill Gates from leaving the country? I mean, we need them to stay in the country to keep the economy going.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, thank you, government, for listening to my cries for help. I greatly appreciate all
I,
that
I'm
you
so
do
glad.
for
I'm
me.
so glad I
That
could
you're,
help.
of course, I'm so happy to see how well you are for the people.
I mean, I'm glad we can be here from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see how easily? And I love how he said, "Damn, I love how easily we are ad libbing it out, baby. This ain't no ad lib. This is everyday life. This is everyday life.
Yeah.
There is somebody at the fucking set. There's somebody in line
There
trying to
is
get welfare
somebody
right now,
there is
having this
somebody on the
conversation.
phone or sitting face to face with somebody right now having this conversation.
You spent thousands of dollars to get a college degree for it not to even fucking benefit you. You're in debt to the same student loan people that Trump has in. That's a fucking goddamn Gestapo in itself. The people that have
And
gotten their and furthered their education now has student loans that's going to beat them over the head.
and I don't even want to tell you how much my student loans were.
I just had to refinance mine. I had to consolidate mine for 40K just so I can go back to school.
The
Just so
only
I can
thing
go
that
back to
helped me,
school.
I'm gonna tell you, the only way I lucked out is my student loans were to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And for those who don't, I'm pretty sure our audience is at least, the age to remember Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. When they shut down, they sold their debt around to random people. And so it was no
Mm-hmm.
longer under the government. And so some of that was able to be written off after a certain amount of time.
But
And
now
so
they've
a big
created this
chunk of mine,
situation.
yeah, I was able to say, yeah, I'm not going to be able to help y'all with getting that money to you.
Marcus, if you got VA benefits, if you have any
Mhm.
VA benefits right now, you should just go ahead and get that shit like canceled off.
Yeah.
If you're a disabled veteran, just go ahead and file for them to cancel that shit off if you
Hmm.
can. And if
Well,
you
yeah, I
don't
got a lot
know,
of stuff I need to. I got a
we'll talk
lot of
about it
stuff I
off
need to get
air
with them.
because cleaning out my mother's home and stuff, I found all her like step by step, play by plays of how she did it. So that's my I feel like that's my call into the world for my veterans is I've been helping my veterans get either their 100% disability or I've been getting their
Hmm.
student loans completely taken off, forgiven.
Yep, because I'm
So if
at
you
the
got
point like I'm like, anybody want to help me with this shit? Hey, I'll start creating a fund, figure out how much I
hmm
can get you. Because
just let me know. Just let me. We'll talk about it one day. We'll get on the
oh,
horn and talk about it after work one day.
it's funny.
When
Oh,
I
Jackie said a volunteer workforce is scary. How you're selling this, Marcus? Well,
maybe that's why they
because
sold
I
out.
know how they talk. I know how they talk, and on top of it, if I was a heartless piece of shit, I know that I'm smooth enough to play the bullshit game also and get out there and do it. And I know how these I'm trying to think of what's the company that Pete Buttigieg used to work for. If y'all remember in the chat, please let me know. Pete Buttigieg worked for Bain Capital. Or no, that was Mitt Romney worked for Bain. I think they both worked for Bain. But anyway, Bain Capital, what they would do is they would go to employers and figure out how to cut corners for them and how to make more money. And part of what they would do is they got them in the business of prison labor. McKinsey, McKinsey, that's the one that Pete worked for. McKinsey, and they did. I think it's what Victoria's Secret is one of the ones which McKinsey got to use prison workforce. Um, so for a lot of their well, not the underwire stuff, but anything that was like non-underwire, they were doing a lot of the stuff. I think it was like their pajamas and I don't know, little shorts and stuff like that that they wear. They were stitching some of that stuff literally from the prisons. Victoria's Secret, Jan Sports, that's a couple. There's so many companies that use prison labor, and they
Yep.
go to these consultant firms, and these consultant firms tell them how they can do this. And then at the same time, those same people right now, which we have in the government, who I was kind of making a parody of, are the people who are coming out of the heritage, who are the executives who now have filtered their way into government and will go back and forth, you know, to whichever side makes them more money or more leverage at the time. And that's how they will institute. Well, I know that you're struggling and you're having such a tough time, but what we can do is we can give you this program in the short term that can help with this and this. And then you ask them about something else, and then they redirect you because they don't want to answer that question. And
Two
that's what they do.
two things. If there are any veterans that are sitting in our viewing today, know that you can always reach out to me. And I will do my best to help as much as I can to get you whatever it is that you need as far as veteran benefits, as far as getting things forgiven, things of that nature. If you need help, just let me know. But to answer Jackie's question, right? Colorado Department of Corrections utilizes their prisoners to farm. They create farms on these lands,
Oh,
right? And they grow amazing crops on these lands for bigger companies, and they can't even eat the crops that they grow.
yeah.
So that's where
When
it
Jack,
is, Jackie.
mhm.
That's
Jackie,
how
when you ask,
capitalism.
yeah, when you ask how can governments claim they want to keep crime down if capitalism relies on prison labor, they don't want to keep crime down. That's just what they
Yes.
have to say to get elected. But if you paid attention to, um, like for instance, even the guards, everybody is part of the system on how to keep it pumping. They know that by education rates, by what grades you drop out of school, the probability is that you will go into a life of crime. They know that, and so they're calculating and forecasting on how many people are going to be able to go, whether that is a state prison, a federal prison, or a private prison. A lot of our very politicians in America, if you look into their donors and you look into a lot of their investments, many of them invest into private prisons. Kamala Harris, in fact, was one of those who was a prosecutor who also was investing in private prisons. So it's a cyclical loop. Yeah, they in one breath say, "Oh, we don't want you to be in trouble and we don't want you to keep getting in trouble," but at the same time, police officers go out and patrol looking specifically for whatever they can indict or get somebody in. Also, they have quotas. It's not, I mean, if you are out there just okay, you see a crime and you're stopping somebody and you arrest that person, that's one thing. But if you are required to get a certain amount of arrests or that looks bad on
Your
your
department.
reports on your departments or whatever, now you're going to go out there and you might even start making some arrests happen, which there are plenty of officers which do that. That way that can build their career and push them up the ladder. By pushing them up the ladder and by locking up more of these people, once these people get locked up, especially once or twice as an adult, the possibility of them getting legitimate work again dramatically drops. And so therefore it pushes them more into continuing a life of crime, therefore also being monitored more and getting longer and longer sentencing. And then if you look up at sentencing disparity in America, um, the highest slightly would be the black population. Right after that would be the Hispanic population. Right after that, actually, if you go by per capita, Native Americans are actually the highest
Mhm.
incarcerated per capita, and then it's right behind is black people and brown people. They're all within a couple percentages of each other, and then a dramatic drop down. You have the white population per capita, and then it goes into Asians after that. But this is something that is a money making business, and this is part of how America works. Um, I advise
Can
you,
I build off
Jackie,
of it?
yeah, I'm gonna say one last thing. I advise you if you haven't seen it because I've been rewatching it. I advise you watch the show The Wire, and it'll give you a great understanding of how it works in America and how this whole prison to pipeline to drug trade to trafficking to all this stuff works. So yeah, if you get the chance, watch The Wire. It's probably one of the best shows ever on TV. Can't recommend it enough. But yeah, going ahead. So sorry.
So, and Jackie, just to give a better insight on it, what you heard as our rhetoric or our ad lib is so true. So let me just do it like this.
Hmm. Yeah.
Boom. You are already you're already a disparaging human in the United States, right? They don't want you to get your abortion so you have the baby, right? Because they look at the baby as not only a dollar sign, as probably a tax-paying citizen, but they look at that
Hmm.
baby as somebody that can possibly be part of that voluntary workforce. So boom, you are a black woman, you have a baby. I'm just going to use black because I'm a black woman. You have this baby, okay? You are now dealing with fuck shit your entire life trying to raise this entity, meaning that you are now living under your means. So you have to scrounge up money however you weigh or however means you make it to make ends meet. You got to fucking make them cuts. Them cuts include probably eating that bullshit food we were talking about earlier, or not being able to live in the great place that you want to live. So now we have Section 8. Okay.
Oh,
Section 8
and
is usually,
most Section 8 is completely encompassed by food deserts. Sorry.
yes, it is. So now you're encompassed by a food desert. You're also living in a place that probably has a high crime rate because you're also among other motherfuckers that are trying to make ends meet. Okay.
Yep.
That place is now on top of that. It is actually surveillanced more than other places. Goes back into that redlining we were talking about
Right.
before. So there are cameras monitoring you, and there's a higher presence of police force in that area as well. 9 times out of 10, where your school is district for that child to get that education, because you don't have the money to put them in private school. They now are probably a Medicaid recipient. That's part of the system. They are probably going to a school that is put in a disparaging demographic and in a disparaging educational rate, which means that your child is not getting the proper education that will even get able to for them to go into a college. Okay. So now you're having your child go to a public school where the teachers are underfunded, don't give a fuck about their job any fucking way, and they're letting your child go pass by. Thank you, George Bush, for fucking no holdbacks. Okay. So now your child is graduating with a third grade reading level, probably illiterate, never had the chance to even have a chance in this world. So this one child cannot make ends meet either. They are now put into a workforce where things are still not good. What do? They might find a life of crime. Now they're statistics. Now they're being placed in the system based off their first offense. Most black people get into the drug game, i.e., The Wire. Now, if you want to watch a shorter version of The Wire, watch American Gangster. That's a good one too. So you have cops that were already given a leg up by being probably Caucasian, monitoring black people in this disparaging demographic over here, and you have a child that is just trying to thrive, making ends meet. 9 times out of 10 in a black household, a child has to start putting in on these motherfucking bills before they even get out of high school. Okay? They are at a job that's dead end. They decide they want to do something a little nefarious. Now they got a record. Then you get into some of these places where they have the 3-strike rule. 3 strike, they lock you up, they throw away the key. You fuck up 3 times, now you're going to be in voluntary workforce for the rest of your motherfucking life. And they knew that from the time that you got pregnant. Now your child is working for a prison, being monitored even more, and they're making 3-4 cents a day while they're making millions for companies that would have never hired them in the first fucking place. And you got these cops that are making these quotas by fucking busting your kid, putting them in jail because of a weed charge, putting them in jail. Oh, let's not even get to the point of if you just fuck up once, you got a record for one thing. A misdemeanor rocks with you for the rest of your life. Can't even get that expunged, taken off your record.
Yep, and plenty of jobs will not
and they
touch
will
you.
not hire you. There we go. You don't even get hired based off something you might have did just to make ends motherfucking meet.
Yeah,
So here you are.
in fact, you might have not even did it. You might have just been along with somebody who did something.
Oh, don't talk about being a principal or an accomplice, accessory, any of that. Oh no, you done, bruh. Guilty by association because of the friends that you keep, because of the place that you had to be raised. So now you can't get hired. You got a cop that's looking at you, and this same cop is going to make detective. That same detective is probably dirty now, planting shit on people. And you want to know what happens to that? That motherfucker gets promoted again. You know what he is now? Police chief. And you know what happens after that? That man been police chief for 30 years. You know what he think he want to do? I think he gonna run for city council. He goes from city council to a government official, from a government official to somebody in the Senate, from somebody into the Senate to somebody that's going to make the law to keep you under their motherfucking thumb. And that, Jackie, is the system. And they do it from the time you got pregnant.
Think about it. Remember the second season of The Wire. The only reason why they got that wire approved was because a cop was pissed off at another cop because he couldn't get a stained glass in a church. He wanted a stained glass window in a church. And because he was pissed off at the union because they got that, that's what kickstarted the whole arrest. Had nothing to do, I mean, the whole thing, it had nothing to do with actually caring about crime. it was only because of a vendetta or a grudge. The first season, you had the higher ups trying their best to make sure that they didn't even really investigate anything. They wanted to be a quick photo op, in and out, be done with it. And it was showing how the higher up you got in that police chain, it de-incentivized you to do the right thing, showing that not only the corruption of that system, but the corruption of our police force. Even one of the protagonists, even one of the so-called best and honest cops in there, covered for a shitty cop just because how they all back the blue. You know what part I'm talking about? Because I had to go back and rewatch it to remember this. There's a part, a cop, Presbeluski, and they go in and just decide to go into a housing area and then start rattling, as they call it, rattling the cages. And just go in there, kids going to go do their laundry, knocking the laundry out of their hands, pushing them around, bullying them. And one kid who I think was like 13, 14 was sitting on the cop's car when they were coming back. And the white cop pistol whipped the kid. Kid ends up losing his eye. The lieutenant knows that it's their fault that they did this shit, and basically coaches him through a story on how to get himself through the internal affairs investigation.
And when I
That's
said watch
how they do
American
this shit.
Gangster, when I decided to tell you to watch American Gangster, it's a part in American Gangster where the same cop that took down Frank Lucas was apparently a good cop. He watched dirty cops do dirty shit, and because he returned money from undercover.
Oh yeah, they looked at him like he was the worst thing ever.
He was a leper. How dare you snitch on your own boys? How dare you? You can't be dealt with. Nobody wanted to help him. His own partner was in some shit, and they needed backup, and they wouldn't even back him up.
Mm-hmm.
He took down so many dirty cops.
That's just like the movie Serpico.
You see what I'm saying? You see how many art imitates life, y'all.
When you try to be a good cop, you get alienated by the rest of the cops, which incentivizes the negative behavior. In fact, I think it goes past incentivizes the negative behavior. It literally punishes the positive. And that's what I was saying about the Wire in there. The Wire not only shows the street side, it shows the motivations and it humanizes the street side, but it also shows the corruption from the police, the city council, how the newspaper sometimes covers stuff up, or they'll hold a story to make the police look a little bit better, or how all the political motivations are always going on. How you see the judge who's really invested in it because he's like, what the hell is going on in my courtroom? To, ooh, I gotta kind of pull back right now because I'm running for office and I don't want to rock the boat.
Hey, Thomas. I see Thomas. Thomas is in the chat. Hey, Thomas.
Thomas in the building. What's up, Thomas?
Yeah.
Jackie says, I wonder if crime rates are going down. Governments invent bullshit crimes to go on the books to make sure the prisons stay full. Yeah. You know that it's something like 85% of prisoners are nonviolent offenders now, which is massively different than the way it used to be? Honestly, most of the people who are in jail right now or are in prison right now, most of these are addicts. Most of these are people who got a petty B&E or breaking and entering and stole a TV or something. And because they had prior arrests, prior convictions, they ended up getting the book thrown at them. And so that's a way, man, this crime normally would have gotten you, even with the record, would have gotten you what? Probably, 6 months we're going to turn that into 5 years, 6 years. That way we can hold people longer. And then the other part, which is not often spoke about, when you get in there and you get locked down because of how chaotic the environment is, a lot of people gain more charges while they're locked up. So you can have somebody going in there for 3 years and end up spending 20 in there because they've had to defend themselves. Now they've just gotten a battery charge or attempted murder, or somebody did something to them. And now they're, down there getting, revenge on it. If and I'm pretty sure most people feel this way. If they were violated in prison, they wouldn't just, okay, well, I'm just going to report the person and that's the end of it. I'm not advising anybody to do anything, and I'm not saying what anybody should do, but just know that happened to me. I'm going to want to push the blade. Just being honest. It's not going to be no, I'm going to go tell the CO. Nope. I'm pushing the blade on somebody. Sorry if I took that different way.
No, it's the truth. Cause like it made me think about all of the things in a different means. Cause like, Jack, you want to hear how nasty the capitalism really gets? These same kids graduate from them weird ass fucking college, weird ass high schools, if they graduate at all whatsoever. And the first motherfucker that they see, if they don't have the GPA to get themselves out of the hood and into a good college, is a recruiter.
Yep. I got my hand raised.
Come on. And you see this recruiter, and this recruiter signs your life over for you for a minimum of 6 to 8. And then you get put, we'll just say this because y'all can look this up because Massey just confirmed it. That same kid at 18 can't buy a pack of cigarettes or drink liquor, but gets put on a boat as an unarmed military personnel, and Israel bombs them with napalm.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll never make it home.
Yep.
So they got their work out of him. They got that work out of him. And they're gonna send him home in a box.
And I always have to jump in, and because so many people I hear, especially in our circles, because they're so woke and they know so much, they always shame these young kids who end up going into the military. They're always like, our military did this and did this and did this. How could you not know this, and blah, 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 and shit on these kids. There are many people who are just being kids. There are many people who are 17, 18, 19, who don't pay attention to none of this crap that we're watching, who are not paying attention to the war. If you told them a war was going on in Iran, they'd be like, for real? What's going on? Some of them are still playing, whatever Pokemon Go or whatever the hell young kids do now. I don't know. They doing TikTok videos. They are not paying attention to global events and all that. And to me, I'm like, some of y'all are kind of odd that y'all think that everybody is out there paying attention. Everybody's out there reading Behold the Pale Horse at 16. No, you are abnormal if you're doing those things. You might have a parent or an uncle or somebody in your circle that they've woken up to things, and they've made it part of their goal to make sure that you are woken up to things. But don't go around thinking the information you have is general knowledge. And so there are many people who are going into the military with complete blinders on to the military and what the military is doing. Many of them don't know the whole ins and outs of this whole Iran war and why we're fighting or any of that. Many of them don't know about all the countries the U.S. is in. Many of them don't know anything about Vietnam or why Vietnam even happened. Hell, most of them don't even know anything about World War I, World War II. So to jump and demonize these kids because they were convinced to join the military because some adult made it sound like they were gonna have all these cool experiences. Oh man, you're gonna go over here, you're gonna travel there, man, you get your college money. All you gotta do is a couple of years, man. You be out, you're going to college, you be able to kickstart your life, man. What do you want to do? And you gotta remember, typically, like in my recruitment office, there were 4 naval recruiters. There's 4 dudes telling a 17-year-old all this cool shit that he's gonna go do. What 17-year-old do you know that stops and says, now wait a minute, now what about this? What are the political dynamics in this country if I possibly went to war? Ain't no 17-year-old talking and thinking like that. And so that's the reason why I like to push back on people who love to like attack these young people. Why are you going over there to go fight for Israel? Many of them don't even know that United States and Iran has anything to do with Israel. Like, some people need to get it in their heads that everybody's not as far along in understanding the politics and the dynamics of the world that you are. And I think it's almost unfair to assume. I mean, hell, you know how many of my friends, both of their parents were either addicts or not in their life? I have friends who literally went couch surfing, were just making sure they can get a meal in their stomach. You think that they gave a shit about a North Korea or knew what the hell any of that shit had to do with anything? To them, it's on the other side of the world. It don't even exist. It's not reality.
Mm-mm.
And then for me personally, I got to see kids. We had refugee students who came into our school who were like, thank God for America. Our family was literally being massacred by Milosevic. If American troops did not save us, we would probably be dead. You don't think that's a powerful motivating force to or propaganda to make the US look good? To make it not look as evil as the mentality that a lot of people in 2026 have? Keep in mind also, some of these people that you're shitting on went into the military when they saw relatively peace. Like when I joined, it was the drawdown of Kosovo and Bosnia, which that wasn't really our war. We were assisting in trying to defuse. And before that, there was no sights on the horizon that we were about to go to war with Afghanistan. There were no, oh, you guys could have told that 9/11 was possibly going to happen. No, you couldn't have. So I just wanted to say that because it always gets under my skin how many people shit on young teenagers who join the military and don't realize, man, they're just trying to get the hell out of their environment. Many of them are looking like, dude, if I stay here, I don't know if I'll make it to 19. I just want a chance in life. And if I can go to the military, possibly, I can get free college money and kickstart my life off. By the time I'm 25, I can have a nice career in a nice area and be starting a family. That's the mentality of most of these kids. Or to go and just party and be able to have free education. Many of them are not thinking on this global strategic mindset that most of these people who shit on these kids is thinking. And so I just always wanted to step up and defend, but sorry for getting on my tangent too.
No, you good. You good. Because this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in.
Yeah, I agree, Thomas. They need young manipulated kids, and that's how I feel like you should look at them. Is that a kid that they're taking advantage of? They know that kid is in economic desperate straits, and you're throwing money their way to help them get out of that scenario. Hell, I know some of them that literally joined the military because there are active gang members looking for them and want to put them in the ground. What do? When you don't have any money for college, when you don't see any opportunities in your area, What do you do?
Cause what? What's gonna happen? What
Hmm
what 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 future?
yeah,
What future can you honestly, you know, what future can you honestly plan? You can't. You can't plan your future around any of this because it's not. It's so much uncertainty.
you're set up in a basically a lose-lose situation
Yep. I saw
without knowing
somebody
it.
commented, "You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't."
Yep. So a lot of them say, I might as well go and join the military, get a little bit of college money, get the hell out before, you know, things go sideways. Because majority of young people who go to the military, they do a minimum time. They do a 4 years active, 4 years inactive, and they're done. Majority of the people who I know who stay after that is because they got married and a wife and kids, and they start looking at trying to get out, and they realize there's nothing I could do on the outside
That
that
is
can
gonna
support my
pay.
wife and kids that's going
Mm-hmm.
to pay to this level with with only my little high school diploma. There's nothing that I don't. Where am I going to get benefits? How am I going to take care of my kids? My wife that I have, she might not have. She might only have a high school diploma also. So now, how are we going to support this house that we have, 3 bedroom home with like 2 cars and all that? That's another way they hook you in. Get in, you're making some decent money. You start building your life, and then when you try to get out, and here's another thing: in the military, TRICARE, we got the best healthcare, dental, all of that that you can get, premium, the best that you can get. When you get out of the military, how do you make up for that? That's another way they hook you, because when you're in the military, yeah, your salary might not be a whole lot, but when you factor in all the extra stuff that you have to pay for in the civilian world compared to what you don't pay for in the military, you're talking about a difference of tens of thousands of extra dollars you need to come up with. That's the reason why I know plenty of people that I've seen join the military, do a couple of years, get out, and then come back in. And trust me, they're not doing it because of patriotism. I mean, hell. And then at the same time, when people crap on those people in the military, how many of y'all or your family might work for a company that works for somebody who is funding the genocide in Gaza? How many work with a company that works with the military? How many work with a company that works with Boeing or Raytheon? See, a lot of people will point directly at the military, not realizing, yo, hold on, Pippin. You yourself work for a company that is fueling this same thing also. You think, oh, well, it's just an aerospace company. Okay, but what all do they actually do? Oh, did you know that aerospace company is the one who works on the propulsion system for the fighter jets the U.S. Navy uses? It's like I remember years ago when I decided, you know what? I'm tired of the Koch brothers. Fuck the Koch brothers. I'm gonna boycott them. You know how many fucking companies that are shell companies up under Koch Industries that you have no clue that you're using their products on a regular basis? And that's the way with all of these major conglomerates. Yeah, you stop using this and this and this, but you're still using 15 of their other products over here. And you don't even know. I'm sorry, I'm going all kind of different directions.
Nah, because
It's all right.
it's gonna
It's
make
all
me
right.
it's gonna
Reel
make
me
me
back
bring up
in.
Jay-Z. It's gonna make me bring up
It's
Jay-Z and how he's so quick to try to say some shit about oh, certain people pick and choose what they want to support and boycott. Bro, you paid by these niggas.
Yeah, it's like you can always reel me back in. So my apology,
No, no, it's this is our show. Go ahead. But
because it gets under
it's
my
a point of
skin when
that's
I hear people so quick to point fingers. And here's the problem: you're pointing fingers at the wrong directions. You're falling for the bullshit when you start pointing fingers at your neighbors because you support it, you know the evil. The whole system we're in is evil. All of it, every way you look. So the only way to not support it is to completely unplug from the system, to completely leave this country, and to not deal with any of the products that come out of it. But then also, once you're doing that, you're only freeing yourself and you're not freeing anybody else. And you're not stopping or at least slowing the system. So now you're left with a catch 22. Free yourself and feel good emotionally and have your Pyrrhic win, or try to at least wake up others and still suffer within the system, while at the same time being part of the problem, which is helping propel the system. See, that's why when Teal said earlier today, she's like, I'm just telling you the problem. I don't know how to fix this. I have no clue where to start. I can't tell you either, because the only thing I know how to do is to inform. I can inform people, and I'll let you people who, have the acumen to try to figure out solutions, but I don't think I can do both, because it would take for reach, and I'm talking about reach on a massive level. And at this point, the way our news media is so segmented, the days of just getting on CBS or ABC, back when it was like the three or four stations, and putting a broad message out on, the nightly news or 60 Minutes, and half of the country woke up the next day and was like, "Oh, did you hear about this?" No, because now what? 5% watched 60 Minutes, that Sunday interview, and another chunk over here are watching this, and another chunk are viewing that. There's no, back in the day, you had certain celebrities that they had a little bit of like civil rights appeal where they could kind of pull people their way. You don't have that anymore. Hell, you got celebrities who have multiple Grammys that many of us have never even heard of, which that was like unheard of for you to be a major superstar in music or acting or whatever. And most of the people don't even know who you are. But now everything is so segmented and put into so many subcultures. You're lucky if you can just get the people within your small bubble to get all the information.
okay.
That's
Because
already a task right there.
it really is, because you're gonna have. I mean, if I just me and my history shit, it if you know the history of Nat Turner, he told so many people about what he was fitting to do, and there were so many motherfuckers that was like, man, how you think we fitting to do that? You're always gonna have somebody that's doubting the process. There's always gonna have somebody doubting the plan, and you gotta fight. You gotta fight within your own group for them to understand that y'all are being oppressed. First off, to try to identify the oppression within your own little circle is insane, let alone trying to do it on a mass scale. And then to have to fight within your own circle for the fight at hand is insane. You already have a fight already. And then to
Hell.
succeed, and then to
Hmm.
succeed in the fight as a whole, insanity.
Here, let
Between the
me let
person
me
that's doubting you or the person that's gonna snitch you out. So
Yo,
many
Teal,
slaves wanted to be slaves. It was insane.
peep this out right here. And I know you know this information, but I just wanted to put this out so I can put this in the numbers for people to think about. What's the black population roughly in America?
5%, 15, 15.
It's probably it's probably around, I think around 12, 13, which comes roughly to around, let's say, 45 million.
Uh-huh.
45 million black people all know the struggle that most of us are going through. We know about the racial profiling. We know about the unfair sentencing. We know about redlining. We know about all this shit. Do we have the ability to change or stop it? Have we had the
No.
ability to change it? No. So you would need more than that to be alerted to the issue. So that means you would need to have at least like 100 million people or more all rocking with what the hell is going on and the change that needs to happen. How do you suppose to get that many people all on code for what the hell we have going on and what needs to change? Because therein lies the real question. I think when people talk about how to change this or change that or demand this or demand that, I don't think we actually take a real account for the totality of the problem, of the enemy you're dealing with, of the system. Because that's why when I was in a lot of leftist circles where I would just look at people like, wow, you are so idealistic. I mean, I admire it, but man, the level of, how naive some of the people are to understand that. And some people will throw out, well, there's a certain group of people in this country. There's only like 2% of them, and they're able to affect change immediately. Well, here's one thing you got to understand about America. America is a system that runs on money and power. When you have money and power, you can affect change very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we're talking money and power, yeah, I know black purchasing power is over $1 trillion. This is America. $1 trillion is not enough to change a system like this. You need to have trillions of dollars. And what I'm saying is the power players that move this system around, many of them, you put their networks together, and we're talking tens, 20, 30 trillion easily. The kind of net worth that could buy whole countries. And so when you're talking about wealth on that level, it's just like when I would hear people talk about raising up with arms. You got flock cameras, there's a video I did years ago about the surveillance and all that. Do you know before a revolution could even get off the ground, they already know it? They already know what's going on. They already have countermeasures for what they plan for whatever weapons you plan to use.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they already have money for people to buy off that they feel are the threats within your movement, and they have ways to take out the people that they feel that are biggest threats in your movement because they've already been surveilling you. They know who each and every one of you and me and all of us are. And the moment that they start seeing that organization come, because you got to remember, they know what the potential threat would be down the road. You don't think that they've been planning for you to rise up one day? They have thought of easily, easily thousands of different ways to try to put you down. And when you have the levels of money that they have, instead of taking that money and saying, you know what, we can help these people, we can feed the impoverished, we could pay these people more money. Instead of doing those things, instead, they would rather take that money and game plan to stop your revolution instead. Because as long as they keep you down at the bottom, it's easier to keep you compliant.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they did pay you more money, then you start thinking that, wait a minute, I'm a person.
Y'all
You
got
can't
this?
treat me this way.
Y'all had this the whole time?
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, that's another
shit.
thing. If you give them a little bit and you start paying people right away, wait a minute, why come you couldn't have always been doing this? Why come you can't give more? And they know the anger as the dignity starts to be restored within the people, the real anger will start to persist. That's the reason why they shut down unions, because they don't want none of that shit that happens in France happening here. That's why whenever I hear a goober out there shitting on unions, I'm like, you're an idiot. But yeah, but that's I'll stop there. I said that I already agreed to Till that I didn't want to run this too long because I know it's late for you guys on the East Coast and overseas and all that. So I'll kind of
Yeah.
like land my plane there, and I'll leave the last word to Till. And apologies if I haven't been answering anybody in the chat. I'm replying from my phone, so it's harder for me to see all the comments.
But yeah, that's all for the show for me, guys. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming in today, listening to my rants. Like I said, if you need some assistance as a veteran, let me know. But yeah, uh, keep the fight, man. I know it sucks, but try to
Mm-hmm.
keep the fight.
Yep, that's all you can do. Hey, hope is the most dangerous thing, and that's what they fear more than anything. That you have hope, because as long as you have hope, you'll still keep game planning, and eventually somebody will figure out a way, or they'll self-inflicted wounds just like the Roman Empire, and eventually collapse the system upon themselves from their own greed. So, as we see the opening, it's for us to seize it. But yeah, I guess on that note, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, hey, much love and appreciation to all of y'all, and that y'all have a safe weekend,
Yes.
the rest of the weekend, and safe week.
Peace out, y'all.
All right, peace.
There is discrimination in this world, and slavery and slaughter and starvation. Governments repress their people. Millions are trapped in poverty, while the nation grows rich, and wealth is lavished on armaments everywhere. These are differing evils, but they are the common works of man. They reflect the imperfection of human justice, the inadequacy of human compassion, our lack of sensibility towards the suffering of our fellows. But we can perhaps remember, even if only for a time, those who live with us are our brothers, that they share with us the same short moment of life, that they seek as we do, nothing but the chance to live out their lives in purpose and happiness, winning what satisfaction and fulfillment they can.